this week, and actually this is 2 weeks worth of story, so it's going to be a bit of a longer episode. Electrify America and General Motors paired up. The Tesla Semi team and Pilot Flying J paired up. And Electric Era announced a new charging as a service for retail customers partnership with MN8 Energy. Let's get into it. I'm here at a Flying J, which is obviously getting an electric vehicle charging station under a canopy with pull-through right off Interstate 85, just immediately across the South Carolina border from North Carolina, because they're in the stories this week with two stories. So I felt this always an appropriate place. Plus, I just spotted this past week, and I've been kind of having my eye on this location for probably about a year and a half. There was a pip saying this was going to be coming soon, but it kind of fell off and didn't seem to be happening. But then all of a sudden, here it is. Boom. Okay. Electrify America released into social their numbers for the year total 2025. And let's just go over some of those really quickly because it's rather significant, indicating continued growth in the industry. They did successfully install two 20-plus stall stations in California, one in San Diego, one in the Los Angeles area. That was one of their goals for 2025, and they completed it. They integrated real-time data into Google Maps. They increased vehicle brand app integration to now being with 9 automakers. They saw a 21% increase in utilization at their stations. This was really the most notable for me. They received 4 awards for their use of battery energy stationary storage. And they now sit at over 5,400 stalls. Pretty exciting times for Electrify America. They're enjoying the success that that operating in a growing industry affords. And 2025 was a banner year for them, which no one would have thought. Everyone thought that Electrify America was slowly starting to corrode and implode from the inside. But they're definitely doing a great job of reinventing themselves and staying relevant and staying contemporary. So congratulations on Electrify America for having just an outstanding 2025. All those awards, increase in utilization, all these advancements in staying contemporary with the technology, Google Maps, the integration with the automaker apps, all these things. They're definitely striving and seem to be succeeding by all accounts. Next, and this was just recent, Canada announced that the federal government was going to be injecting $84 million Canadian for 8,000 chargers. Now, it looks like, I ran through the list, it looks like a sizable portion of those will be level 2, not DC fast chargers, but still a big boost to DC fast chargers. A good portion of those are obviously going to be DC fast chargers. Just by looking at the stall count and the money allocated, they don't specifically say level 2 chargers or DC fast chargers, but when you see, like $400,000 for 80 electric vehicle charging stations, you obviously know that's going to be a level 2 station. And when you see $2.4 million for 10 stalls, then you know it's going to be a DC fast charger, that kind of thing. So it's going to be a mixed bag, but still, it looks like a boost to DC fast charging in Canada. And the whole list is available on the Canadian website. You can see who won what. And I received this notification from Eric Way at the News Coolum channel. I didn't know about it, and he cycled it to me. So Eric, thanks for sending that our way to get published here so other people could hear about it. It's definitely good news for the people up in Canada. And here in the States, it's the opposite story. We just got word that the consortium that was battling the federal government's demise of the NEVI program had won a major court battle. And on the heels of that, the Trump administration decided to cause a ruckus by requiring the Build America, Buy America from 55% for NEVI requirements. So basically, if you wanted to put a electric vehicle charging station in and receive NEVI funds underneath the Biden administration's, actually it wasn't the Biden administration, it was a bipartisan bill that got passed. And in that bipartisan bill were provisions for the NEVI program. And the NEVI program stipulated that the chargers had to be Build America, Buy America. And so companies like Alpitronic and Kempower set up shop in the United States in order to meet those requirements of 55% in the United States, of components in the United States. Trump administration decided to change the requirements to 100%, basically negating all NEVI funds because there are no chargers that are 100% Build America, Buy America, at least that I'm aware of. In fact, I saw on LinkedIn a couple of people kind of having conversations about it. And basically the consensus is, yeah, this basically hamstrings the NEVI program successfully unless it gets challenged in court and overturned, which it likely will. But right now, it looks as though NEVI is dead again. ChargePoint started the new year with a nice slap in the face. They're adding session fees starting in March for non-$0 sessions. And let's just go over those really quick. For ChargePoint account holders, I'm not really sure what that means. I'm guessing if you have the ChargePoint app and your email in there, you're a ChargePoint account holder. The session fee is 25 cents, one-time non-reoccurring charge for AC or level 2 charges, and 50 cents or 49 cents for DC charging. This is across the entire network. If you're a guest or an anonymous user, it's 50 cents for level 2 and $1 for DC fast charging. Seems a little inequitable. And I mean, the whole concept of a session fee is a little inequitable, but it seems a little inequitable that they're making the distinction between guest and ChargePoint account holders. I guess they get some kind of financial benefit from you being an account holder, I'm assuming from harvesting data or something. I don't really know, but this was a little disturbing. I think there's nothing explicit out there about it, but I think what they're doing with these funds is they're going to help with repairing broken stations. And in order to fund the repairing of broken stations, although those are commonly owned by other people, I think they're using these funds to start a program to make the repair of stations more attractive to the people who own them by subsidizing them through this process. I don't really know. It wasn't explicitly said, but I'm guessing that's what these session fees are for. Regardless, starting next month, we all have to look forward to paying more money at ChargePoint stations, which is unfortunate. One of the ChargePoint partners, a company called 060, who is a CPO, now has an impressive 7 stations in operation at In-N-Out Burgers in California after they opened one in Bell, California. Seeing significant progress there by 060. They've definitely exploded onto the scene and have taken the bull by the horns and started opening stations at a very rapid amount of succession. So very impressive. And the partnership with In-N-Out Burger in California seems to be one of the ones that is flourishing for them. Next, Steve, who runs the Plug and Play YouTube channel and also tracks DC fast charging, shared pictures of Ready charging stations in Massachusetts. And the reason why this is significant, if people don't know, Ready has really been on a tear, opening stations at a ferocious rate. And oftentimes when they're opened, there's no pictures in PlugShare because they get open so fast, the community is not out there actually taking pictures. Normally it takes a couple of weeks, maybe a month, depending on the popularity of the station for pictures to show up. But he took these pictures and sent them to me. Let's take a look at those real quick. Thanks, Steve, for sending those along. And as you can see, Ready has definitely found inroads into the C-store industry and is finding success there, as well as other places for dealerships. And this past 2 weeks, we saw 14 stations open by Ready. That's 1 per day, including 3 with their partnership with Aldi grocery stores in the Upper East Coast, and a Ford dealership, and just all over, C-stores, dealerships, and the Aldi partnership. Just really impressive numbers. And as I said, these are coming in rapid succession. And Ready is definitely a CPO which has garnered all kinds of attention. If you saw the Bill Farrow interview from Perrin, it's definitely hit Perrin's radar that Red E is putting up some absolutely impressive numbers. Next, as mentioned, Electrify America and General Motors partnered up in order to integrate the General Motors app into Electrify America's system. So now it's not plug-in charge, ISO 15118. It is the ability to use your in-dash infotainment in order to start a session at an Electrify America station, and also use the My GM app. And like, I have a Cadillac Lyriq, or I should say my wife has a Cadillac Lyriq, and I have a Chevrolet Equinox. So there's the My Chevrolet app and the My Cadillac app. And just so you know, if you're a General Motors EV customer and you have two different brands of General Motors, it gets confusing. So me and my wife had to coalesce and only use the Cadillac app. It gets a little confusing, but anyway. So we have the Cadillac app. So now I could use the Cadillac app in order to start an Electrify America session. So I guess that's beneficial, somewhat reducing friction. So I could start a session in my in-dash navigation or my infotainment, or use the app on my phone instead of using the Electrify America app. So that's beneficial to some extent. Next, the C-store operator Wawa normally operates convenience stores. I'm here at a Pilot Flying J. This is what is known as a travel center. Different animal and targeting a different audience than a traditional convenience store. It does have a convenience store with multiple amenities in there, but it actually has additional things like diesel lanes for tractor trailer trucks and places for the tractor trailers to park. There's a whole lot of them over there sleeping the night off right now, and we're right off the interstate and everything. Wawa has started to open travel centers. The first one was in Hope Mills, North Carolina, off Interstate 95. I actually attended that one, and they had a ribbon-cutting ceremony with the Tesla Supercharger station that was opening on the same day, day zero of the opening of that travel center. They opened an additional one, this one in Richmond, Indiana, off I-70, and I just want to read a couple of things that I got from their PR department. We'll be opening our second travel center located at 2600 Williamsburg Pike in Richmond, Indiana, on January 29th. We're going to open with 12 IONNA chargers and 8 Tesla Superchargers, and we'll acknowledge both partnerships, celebrating 250 total Wawa locations with over 2,300 DC fast charger positions. This is the 15th IONNA hosted site at a Wawa, and 225 Tesla hosted site. Now, that's a lot of freaking chargers. So if we have Wawa, who is partnering up with both the Tesla Supercharger team and IONNA, plus they're also putting in chargers in and of themselves using the Tesla Supercharger for Business program, they're all in. I mean, that is a sizable portion of the Wawa portfolio. 250 total Wawa locations with 2,300 DC fast charger positions. And these, travel centers are their crown jewels. And you could see that they're putting out in front the fact that they're putting electric vehicle charging stations at these crown jewel locations, indicating that this is where the industry is going. It's no question whatsoever. So congratulations on Wawa for opening their second travel center, this one in Richmond, Indiana, and having IONNA on site. IONNA also posted into social pictures about the ribbon cutting ceremony occurring. It looked to be a pretty chilly day. Speaking of Tesla Supercharger for Business, another Tesla Supercharger for Business was spotted on PlugShare, this time by a CPO I had not heard of before called Charged EV Hubs in Norcross, Georgia. It's not open yet, and right now there are just renderings on PlugShare, but it's clear their Tesla Supercharger for Business stalls, making another CPO joining the fray of the Tesla Supercharger for Business program. Seems to be growing in success. Next, this was very interesting to me. Blink has been using the same hardware for as long as I can remember, but there's a pivot now. They now have Kempower hardware at a Blink location. It's an 8-stall station offering 600 kilowatt 600 kilowatt cabinet with 5 NACs and 5 CCS cables. It's located in Lafayette, Colorado at a place called Vasa Fitness. And I'm unsure if this is indicating a pivot in hardware vendors for Blink to Kempower, or if this is a trial and a proof of concept with Kempower hardware and their backend. Obviously, there's a lot of back-end systems that it needs to integrate with. Yet to be seen. Definitely going to watch this very closely. Next, the founder and CEO of Electric Era, Quincy Edmund Lee, posted into social, I got it off LinkedIn, this post. I'm pleased to announce a joint charging as a service product for retailers from Electric Era and MN8 Energy. Retailers are taking the lead on EV fast charging. This product helps them fast track their retail integration EV charging strategy, differentiating their business, win new customers, and build impactful loyalty, all without a CapEx outlay or building an in-house EV charging team. Learn more at the below, and so I'll, if you go to the Electric Era site, you can see the press release, and also MA Energy has a press release about it as well. Electric Era has done tremendous work at innovating in this industry and shining new ways of bringing products and services to the market. And this is very interesting. Charging as a service product for retailers with a partnership with M8 Energy. Definitely going to take a close look at this one and see how it succeeds. Similar, I'm assuming, to the Tesla Supercharger for Business program starting to gain popularity. I'm thinking the Electric Era one will as well. And the one nice thing about Electric Era is they're able to spin up stations very quickly. So if you're looking for a frictionless install from a reliable, proven partner, Tesla Supercharger for Business and Electric Era, I think, are both way up at the top of the heap in order to consider. Rivian opened 2 new stations, a 12-stall station in Orange, California, southeast of Los Angeles, in a bit of a off-script location. It's in an office building called City Tower near a very busy I-5 interchange. So normally they're out there in the middle of a national park or something, but here they're right in the middle of Los Angeles at an office park. Not an office park, an office building. And an 8-stall station in Ellensburg, Washington, which is much more on script for them, at a new build Starbucks off Interstate 90 in the middle of the state, which sits about 1,500 feet of elevation before getting into the higher climb elevations of the, let me see if I can pronounce this, the Snoqualmie Pass, I believe is how it's pronounced, to the west, which is several thousand feet higher. So if you're looking for adventure in that area of the country, there's a new Rivian Adventure Network station, 8 stalls. EVgo posted into social that they have 100 NACs stalls completed in 2025, and their goal is to have 500 NAC stalls open and available by the end of 2026. So that press release hit the wires, and we're looking at continued NACs upgrades to EVgo stations through all of this year as well. And they put these yellow indicators, similar to what Ayana does with their indicators over the stalls indicating NACs or CCS. EVgo is following a similar type of pattern there. Sticking with EVgo, they also posted into social marking their passing of 1,000 stalls through their partnership with Pilot Corp and General Motors Energy. Just so you know, Flying J is underneath the Pilot Corp umbrella. In fact, I think a lot of these are getting, the Flying J's are getting rebranded as Pilot stores. There hasn't been any official press release, but we're starting to see that occur. The Interstate Travel Center EV charging station build has been going for about 2 years and has passed the halfway point of their goal of 500 stations by the end of 2027, now has over 1,000 stalls in operation. These are the iconic co-branded GM Energy Pilot stations that are more often than not having full canopies like you see behind me at well-lit, amenity-rich locations positioned for quick off-on recharging on interstate road trips. The interstate is just right over here. I can see and hear it. So congratulations to EVgo, Pilot Corp, and General Motors Energy for passing the 1,000 stall count mark. Definitely a big moment there, and it hit the wires in the EVgo press release. Sticking with Pilot, they had announced a partnership with the Tesla Semi team. I did a video in depth covering the press release, so check that out on the Out of Spec Bits channel. But the press release is kind of interesting because Dan Priestley at the ACT Expo keynote was saying that they were going to be putting in Tesla Semi stations at locations you probably already fuel at. And when he said that, my first thought was Pilot. So even back then, this was in the works, I suspect. I mean, I don't have any specific evidence, but I suspect that to be the case. Which means, I don't know if these are like Tesla Supercharger for Business getting put in by Pilot, or if these are Tesla Semi run stations. And I suspect it's kind of like a combination. I suspect it's going to be like a partnership, kind of like the General Motors partnership and EVgo partnership that they have going here. I don't think this is going to be all Tesla Semi, and I don't think this is going to be all Pilot. I think it's going to be a collaboration effort in order to get these stations put in. But now we know the Tesla Semi stations are coming to properties like this, and obviously pull through in the renderings. No canopies, so the light-duty electric vehicle charging stations commonly have canopies like what you see behind me, but the Tesla Semi ones will not. And then you have all the amenities that the travel center affords with the showers, the laundry, and the parking lot in order to rest after the fact. A CPO called Get Charged, in partnership with Kempower, opened their first of several stations planned for Queens and Long Island, New York. Let me just read this really quick. Get Charged Fast EV Charging is expanding its public DC fast charging network across Queens and Long Island, New York, together with Kempower. The first site at Glen Oaks Shopping Center is now open, with 4 additional locations: Whitestone, Levittown, Elmont, and Commack, opening early 2026. Each location features 8 dual Kempower satellite with NACS and CCS connectors, installed at retail-centered destinations designed for convenient everyday charging. As Get Charged Fast EV Charging co-managed partner Mark Horowitz states, Kempower is the ideal partner for supplying innovative, world-class charging hardware to meet the fast charging needs of the region and the industry. The 5 sites will add 80 public fast charging ports across the region with flexible payment options and no app or membership required. So, yet another CPO joining the fray. Here we go. You're looking at an EV revolution occurring right before your eyes. I'm telling you, we're right in the middle of it. Sometimes it's hard for the frog to see that he's getting boiled, but I'm telling you, people, we are getting boiled. The EV revolution is occurring, despite headwinds as they may be. Lastly, in case you missed it here on Out of Spec Bits, Matt created a video that helps with ideas for what to do with your EV during cold winter season. If you're under the cold hand of winter too, be sure to go check out Matt's video for many ideas to make the EV lifestyle easier during this time of year. And I apologize, there's one additional thing I meant to mention. I actually sequenced them wrong, but the Ayana event. Boy, did they have a party. It was their 2-year birthday, and they went big. They went nationwide with their party. There were all kinds of YouTubers and EV clubs hosting rechargery events with free swag and discounted pricing. I myself was hosting an event at my local rechargery in Concord, North Carolina. We had a good turnout, handed out a lot of swag. A lot of people got discounted electrons. Their rechargeries were dispensing electrons at $0 or free 99, which you can't beat. Boy, was that a lot of fun. A lot of swag handed out during those events. I hope you were able to participate. Thanks for watching.